Hello, my name is Michael Hennessy. In this series of videos, Shay Phelan, Kieran Collins and I will visit farmers who are working with the Enable Conservation Tillage project over the last 5 years. We will visit these farms throughout the year to see how they're getting on using their establishment system, but also to see how they're controlling grass weeds in these systems, of which some of the weeds are problematic on many of the farms.
Okay, John, so we're up here in County Meath today. We're coming into Gavin Curran, they're client of yours. What sort of system have they?
They currently have reverted back to a mint-hill system. They still do a little bit on the ploughing side.
Okay, so look, it'll make for an interesting case study, so.
Oh, yeah, it's very interesting.
Well, originally we would have started, we were always plough-based, say, and then in the mid-90s we tried mint-hill on a block over the road there, and we couldn't control the brome in it, so we had to go back to the plough. And obviously the brome has been an issue since then for everyone, and that's part of the reason why we've got involved in this project.
And you're happy enough with the established system now? You are using a mashio, ripper, and then you're going into drill after that. You're happy enough with the way that's working?
We weren't doing that. We're ripping now all our crops except winter barley after wheat, because we're afraid of volunteer wheat in the barley. And spring beans, we ploughed that as well. But everything else, which is probably about 80% of our crops, we've ripped with a 7-leg ripper and just went straight in with the one pass.
What weed problems had you here, and were they bad, I suppose, when you started the project?
Yeah, our main issue was brome, and obviously wild oats, same as everyone else. The brome was creeping in from the ditches, and as part of the project, we've sown 3-metre strips around the edge to try and, we're sowing it, and then we mow it, try and stop the brome going to seed, and it has definitely helped. It's kind of controlling it, keeping it in that area, and hopefully the grass we've sown in the strip will take over. So far so good. We're more rotational crops now, so we're using obviously different chemistries of sprays, which is helping.
It's the 1st of September, and I'm heading up here to Gavin and Jerry Curran to have a look at their focus validation area to see how they've performed this year and over the course of the project. They had a few issues up here with sterile brome, and they've put in a couple of measures to try and control the brome in the fields and wild oats as well. So it'll be interesting to see how they've performed and how the fields have changed and the weed burden has changed over the couple of years. So hopefully it'll make for a good conversation.
On each farm, the ECT project selected a field with a high weed burden to monitor management practice. The ECT project staff used a grid methodology to count weeds each year before harvest. The results reflected how successful or not the weed control measures worked. On the map, squares coloured blue or green have a low weed population, and squares coloured orange or red have a high weed population.
Okay, so we're back here again, Gavin. Good to be back after the harvest. You know, it's great in terms of grass weed control. You would have used AstroCarb on the.
Yeah, we used AstroCarb. It seems to have worked well.
Yeah, just walking across the stubble, there doesn't seem to be any remnants of any grass weeds there at all. So
it worked well. It was very clean.
Yes, so certainly it seems to have worked. The other thing I suppose that's noticeable from the field here is your margin here as well. So it's keeping your brome in along the hedge, I think.
Yeah, you can see a definite line along the margin between the crop and the margin. Like there's not as much creeping out as there would have been before from the ditch.
You have put it in other fields.
Yeah,
as well.
Anywhere around here where we have a water course, we're trying to establish these, and they seem to be working well enough.
Okay, Gavin, so just coming back here to the actions that you would have done here in the focus validation area here. So if we look at the map here, I suppose we start back at where we were in 2019. So you would have carried a number of different measures on the field to try and reduce down the grass weed population. So you're looking at here, we would have said you were multiple sale seed beds, you were ploughing, trying to bury those seeds.
Yes.
You were using glyphosate pre-planting to try and kill off any volunteers.
Yeah.
And you were using pre and post emergence herbicides. So the crop in that year was winter wheat, so you would have put in multiple stale seed beds,
Yeah.
pre-harvest or pre-planting glyphosate.
Glyphosate,
You were using pre and post emergence herbicides to try and get on top of brome.
Yes.
So you were broadening out your cultural controls and your IPM, if you like, in that regard. And you also put in your grass weed margin or your grass margin here along
Yes.
the edge of the field as well. So we can see from the map here in 2019, after harvest 2019, when we did plant counts, you can see where the bromes were. They were just kind of coming out around the edge.
Yeah,
of the field.
they were edging in from the ditches.
So they're coming out from here. So the
Yeah.
grass margin was put in to stop that.
Try and control that, yes.
Control that anymore,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we move forward then to 2020 then, and we'll see how that works. So we can see here then in 2020 we went into spring barley, right?
Yeah.
So you give you an opportunity, multiple stale seed
Yeah,
beds
over the winter.
and it also we have less sterile brome germinating in the spring than you have in the autumn.
That's right.
So we can see here a very good result here that you've literally no sterile brome anywhere in those fields. So
Yeah.
it worked perfectly well. So it was well done in that case. So just looking at the oats here, Gavin, you're kind of saying there was a...
Yeah, in 2021 we sowed spring oats, which was probably a mistake in hindsight, because we do have a wild oat problem, and well, along with the brome problem, there aren't as many chemistries to control these in the spring oats. So you learn by your mistakes, I suppose.
Yeah, and you can see there from the maps highlight that the
Yeah.
plant counts or the weed counts there do show that, you know, it certainly became a problem.
That's right.
And I suppose it is a problem that's bubbling underground all the time. so you
Yeah,
just have to keep-
I suppose it shows you how bad things can be if you let it go.
And I suppose there was a bit of a blooper with the margin that
Yeah,
an accidental burn off or something. Is there something?
Yeah, I think we were spraying. I can't remember what we were spraying, what herbicide, but we killed some of the margins, so we had to redo them again. So
we can see it's creeping in here. There's brome
Yeah.
creeping in on the map here from the edge of the field as well.
yes,
So we move on then to 2022. Then you come back in obviously after the spring oats. You come back in with a winter
First
wheat again,
wheat, yeah.
first wheat again. So you're keeping rotation going, which is all good. And obviously then you were looking at your multiple stale seed beds, your glyphosate pre-planting, so you were burning off any of the weed seeds that were here,
yes,
riding the volunteers. You also did a bit of hand rogging in 2020 or 2022 as well, which is good practice as well. And you got the grass margin back, and we can see here then from the result here that again, you know, the brome was confined to those margins here.
Yeah.
No weeds in the centre of the field at all.
yes,
And I suppose that's waiting for the margin just to become more established,
Yeah.
which it is now. And I suppose finally then to move on to 2023, for the harvest just gone out. I mean, again, a good news story. You've rotated around with oilseed rape,
yes,
which gives you all the different options in terms of controlling grass weeds, including the astric herbicides, as we said we used earlier on.
Yeah.
So a brilliant result here, no weeds. And again, as we said earlier on, when you walk across the stubble here, there's no evidence of any grass weeds. So
quite clean.
yeah, it's very, very clean. So I think, would you be happy with the result?
Yeah, we would. Yeah, we'd be very happy with. So far, so good. So.
And the plan then for 2024, harvest 2024, I presume is winter
Yeah,
wheat.
first week. Yeah,
So it gives you all those control measures again,
Yeah.
so you have the herbicides
Yeah.
as well that you can use.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good news story.
yeah.
And from the point of view, Gavin, then of the project, what did you think you learned most from participating in the project?
Yeah, I think we've a better understanding of what weeds we have, and we're more conscious of looking at each particular weed rather than just spraying broad spectrum sprays. Plus, as I say, the strips along the ditches are a help, and you know, we're trying different things, whereas before this we probably wouldn't. And we're meeting different farmers from around the country too and seeing their problems.
Yeah, but you're not throwing away the plough just yet. You still have it there.
Yeah.
You're still doing a small bit of ploughing still.
We've ploughed for winter barley after wheat.
Well, I suppose going forward, most of it will be kind of a non-inversion type system, really. Where
Definitely, yeah. We're happy with it. Yeah.
Are you happy the way that you've changed the system now and that you're not going to run into the same problems that you would have had before, do you think?
Well, I'm not saying we won't run into problems, but no, we're very happy with the way we've gone. We've definitely noticed on other land we have where we have wet areas, we definitely feel the drainage has improved.
Right.
From a working point of view, we're getting through a lot more work in the day, using less fuel. So yeah, definitely we'd be very happy with it.
But kind of the financial part of it then, you think that what you've done here in the focus validation areas, do you think has that financially benefited you, do you think?
I wouldn't say financially in a way you can really see.
Yeah.
You never really see when you're saving money. It's when you're spending it, you see it.
Yeah.
So, no, it's hard to say.
Thinking back to when you started in the project, is there anything that you do differently now that haven't gone through the project or almost gone through the project at this stage?
Yeah.
Something you would do differently now if we're starting from scratch again?
We probably will put the grass margins around the whole of the project area rather than in pieces, but
Right.
then you don't know what's going to work till it works.
Yeah. If there's people who are looking to get involved in kind of reduced cultivation systems, is there anything you would say to them or any advice you give people?
I don't know if I'd be happy advising many people, but look, sure, try it in a small portion of your land and see how it goes. You wouldn't just be going wholesale into anything.
And a huge thanks to all the farmers for the benefit of their experience over the last 5 years. If you want to find out more about each of these farmers, visit our website, teagasc.ie, and search the ECT project.